Alrighty, folks, I guess we'll go ahead and get started with today's theater session. My name is Moss Libman. I'm a Principal Program Manager on the M365 Data Loss Prevention team. And I'm joining up today on the stage with Vaibhav. You want to introduce yourself real quick?
I'm lead program manager on the Microsoft Information Protection team.
And today we're going to give you just a quick glimpse of some of the recent capabilities that we've added to our DLP solution in M365. Hopefully entice you to come to our booth, as well as a couple of the breakout sessions that we have later on in the show. So with that, we'll go ahead and jump on in. Hopefully, I'm pretty sure you've all heard this message pretty consistently, which is we all are faced with a big challenge. There's a huge amount of data that's out there that's being used every day. I think one of the announcements or one of the sessions yesterday was talking about, there's a petabyte of data created by a user over, the course of just a couple of days, which presents a huge challenge for organizations that are responsible for managing that data and contending with who's using it and enforcing the right controls to ensure that it's being used and accessed by the right people. So of course, I'm just going to try and click through here. And we hear pretty consistently at the booth, that's pretty much one of the most constant questions that we hear is there's a concern or a challenge that many of us face with understanding what is that sensitive data? Do we have the right controls in place? Are users using that data in the right ways and in accordance with the compliance and regulatory requirements that my organization is subject to? And of course, all these are a top concern, because without that understanding of what that data is, you lack the ability to enforce your protection controls, to ensure that it's governed and used properly. And so that's why we have our data loss prevention solution, which is intended to help you. Now, really quick, can I get a quick show of hands? How many out here believe that you have the right DLP policies in place to protect your data as it's shared outside your organization? Do we see anybody? Nobody? That's pretty consistent. How many of you deployed a DLP solution? That's what I suspected. Excellent. And how many of you are using a heterogeneous deployment for your DLP solution? Excellent, just a couple. Okay, excellent. So, as I mentioned, this is one of the reasons we provide data loss prevention, is we want to make sure that you have the controls that you need so that you can identify that risky behavior when users are using sensitive data, or they're using it in the right ways. So that you can help educate them, keep them informed about the proper use for your regulatory content, for your sensitive data, and ensure they're making the right decisions when they're sharing that so that the right people have access to it. And all of that's through, of course, policies that you can use to enforce and detect what kind of data are you concerned with, what kind of enforcement outcomes did you want to apply. And all of this is built atop of our unified classification platform. So hopefully you've seen a lot of that today and at the conference around Know Your Data and our activity and analytics experiences that we have. All that's foundational to all of our solutions that we have in the information protection space, which is to enable you to accurately and specifically detect that content. So as I mentioned, our DLP solution takes a data-centric approach. It's around the data that is being used by your users as they're sharing and as they're collaborating. And it's intended to help you put into place flexible controls that balance your productivity with your security posture to ensure that the right things happen at the right points in time, not too much friction to encourage your users to bypass your controls, but give them a nice happy place where they know what they're doing is secure, they know they're adhering to your business processes, and of course giving you the visibility and controls that you need to prove your compliance or justify that you have the right controls in place. Our M365 DLP solution is designed to protect across the Office 365 suite. So that starts with Teams, very popular productivity suite. Many folks are very excited with the DLP integration that we have with our Teams solution. And of course, we have Exchange Online for our deep email filtering and compliance controls, SharePoint, OneDrive, and of course Office apps. So as you're in your Office applications, as user working on that sensitive content, you can give them proactive notifications to tell them that what they're working on is sensitive, make sure it's used in the right ways. And with our policy controls, you have a wide variety of, you get to choose what's the enforcement level that you want to apply. Do you want to just educate users, give them a poke to say, hey, this is sensitive, or do you need to put more proactive controls? Do you want to automatically encrypt that content before it egresses outside your organization? Or do you want to generate an alert because you've seen somebody share a spreadsheet that has hundreds of credit card numbers on an externally accessible SharePoint site? So you get the controls and the ability to define what kind of an outcome that you want to choose when these different detections may occur. Now, we're going to jump right in here and just show you a demonstration of how our Teams DLP integration works. And what Teams DLP, as a productivity suite, we see a huge number of customers adopting and users just really embracing that as a collaboration suite. So as users are using that to share content, whether through a chat message or through a channel conversation, it's another critical area for you to be able to monitor and assess and ensure that the right compliance controls are in place and that you can proactively enforce those DLP controls so that the wrong sensitive information doesn't get leaked out. So I'm going to go ahead and switch on over to my demonstration here and show you just quickly what our policy looks like that I have in place, and then I'll show you how that impacts the Teams DLP experience. So here I have a policy that I've configured. And you're not seeing what I'm seeing. Hold on one moment. There we go. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm in the Security and Compliance Center, or actually the Microsoft Compliance Center here, which is our one-stop shop for all the different types of controls and capabilities that you need to manage your compliance policies and security requirements for your organization. I've gone ahead and drilled into the data loss prevention homepage. So this is where I create my policies that span across the Office services that define what's sensitive to me and what do I want to do when that sensitive data is detected. So I'm going to edit this policy and just show you really quick. In this case, I've scoped this policy just to Teams. Now, if I wanted to, I could actually configure this policy to apply across all of my different services, whether that's email, OneDrive, SharePoint. This is really maps to what we hear from our customers, which is sensitive data, regardless of where or how it's being shared. So giving you the tools to define what that sensitive data is once, and then apply that consistently is one of the core capabilities that we drive into all of our products across the information protection suite. So you can see here I've scoped this to all of the Teams chat and channel messages in my organization. So it's very simple to put this very broad control, but I could click in, choose specific accounts that I want to protect, or even exclude specific accounts if that's what my business need is. Now in this policy, I have a couple of different rules that I've configured that look for different kinds of sensitive data and that are applying different kinds of actions. I'm going to click on in here to the protecting PII data and show you a little bit about what that is. Now this is a rule that's in our policy that's designed to look for a very specific set of criteria, set of sensitive data, and a context. It's being shared, not being shared. And what I can see here in this policy is looking for social security numbers as one example. Now, if I want to, I actually have a wide variety of flexibility here. I could add additional sensitive information types. I actually can now start to use sensitivity labels with your policies. So now if you want to use that to trigger your policy, or you'd like to use labels in corroboration with other types of sensitive data detections, you have all that flexibility right here to define what is that grouping, what is that combination of sensitive data, so you can enforce the right controls. Now in this case, this policy is simply looking for SSN numbers. If I wanted to, I could add a wealth of other different kinds of criteria to scope it down to more specific circumstances. And then here I can see what action, what's the outcome when that sensitive data is detected in that chat message. What happens? In this case, what we've configured is the policy is configured to block that sensitive data, prevent that user or that had access to it from seeing it and using it. Part of our solution, as I mentioned, we have a lot of investment in the client experience. And that's a critical piece of any compliance solutions. Your users are your chaperones for your sensitive data. You want to include them in your solution so you help keep them educated, help keep them informed. And we've seen a really good increase in good user behavior as they learn these policies, as they inform them and tell them, hey, you shared data the wrong way. That repeat offense goes down significantly because they get that in-context notification. So I can control all of that here right from the policy. In fact, I could create a policy that doesn't tell my users anything if I just want to have sort of a monitor or an auditing type of a control in place. In addition to end users and telling them about the impact of this policy, I can also trigger admin alerts. I can let my admins know if I see something suspicious that requires a double click on an investigation for something that may have shared something inappropriately. There's a bunch of different controls that you get to determine what kind of information do I include in the email report, or if I want to use an alert to generate that and drive a workflow to remediate that through the Compliance Center. All right, so that's the configuration. It's not too complex. This policy is already in place conveniently, so to make it easy for me to showcase to you what that experience looks like. So I'm going to switch on over to my chat message here that I've conveniently prepared. Just in case we had a network error, I have sent this a couple of times. But what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to go ahead and send the sensitive data that this policy is designed to detect. Now, one of the things that we toiled with Teams is that as a collaboration workspace, that real-time aspect of collaboration is critical. We didn't want our controls to get in the way of that experience that users have as they share that sensitive data. So as the user sends data, we don't give them this sort of prohibitive experience where they feel like their data isn't flowing anywhere. But of course, behind the scenes, we're scanning it. We're ensuring that if we detect that sensitive data, that the right policy controls are enforced. And as you can see here, right here, that message that I sent that contained that SSN number in this case was blocked. And so the user that I sent that to, I can show you that in just a moment. We'll see if this message was blocked from seeing what this content is. Now, I sent this information. I shared this information. So I have a couple more controls here if I'd like. If my admin enabled me to, I could actually even override it from here. So here you can see, actually, this tells me, the user, why did this policy affect my chat? What did I do wrong? Well, I shared an SSN number, and my organization policy says I shouldn't be sharing that type of PII data over a chat channel. And if I'd like to, I can literally, right here within the experience, override that. And this is super powerful because this avoids that need for the user to get on the phone with help desk, to go do and start an investigation, go through tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 to figure out what on earth policy just got in the way of this user performing what may have been a just or a valid sharing case. So that's why we've built these override capabilities right into the product. So in this case, I can say, this is just a test. But so here I can override this policy, and in real time now, that message that I just sent that was temporarily blocked, I've overridden it in context of my workflow. The user that I shared that content with now has access to it. They can see that message. And so I've sort of shortcutted that whole need to go through this laborious process. And I know a little bit more about how I should use that data and making sure I use it properly. All right, so that's a quick just demo of how the Teams DLP experience looks. Now I'm going to click on back to my, there we go, excellent. So that's Teams and some of the capabilities that we have available today. Now I want to switch over. As I mentioned, our DLP solution is integrated across the Office suite. So we're in Teams, we're in Exchange, we're in SharePoint, in OneDrive, in your Office apps. So one of the new things that we've just worked with the SharePoint team to enable is granular controls for what are called anyone links. Now this is, your users, as they're using SharePoint, as they're using OneDrive, one of the really powerful things that you can do is you can create this anyone link. And that anyone link is a great way, low friction, to share some data with somebody. They don't have to authenticate. They just click the link, they can open the document. Super awesome for collaboration, not so great for sensitive data. So what we've worked closely with the SharePoint team to do is allow you to put those policies into place that say, hey, allow my users to share that with anyone, except if it has sensitive data. If there's sensitive data in that document, block that anyone link option. I don't want that data to be shared that way. And in fact, it'll prevent those new shares from being put into place. And if a user happened to have shared that content historically before your policies are in place, the same controls will come in at access time and prevent those links from being accessed. And so, as I said, this is super helpful to allow you to enable your users to do that friction-free collaboration, but without having to worry that your sensitive data is getting used or shared improperly. So I'm switching over here to show you a SharePoint site that I've configured with a policy that's already set up to block that anyone link sharing. And here I can see I have a document, has a policy tip notification on it that tells me this document's special. It has sensitive data in it, and I need to make sure that I'm using it in a proper way. I can see down here there's a policy tip. I click on it over there if I'd like to. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this up in our Word Online viewer. And now what you can see here, I have the same document. I can see the sensitive data that's being shared. And behind the scenes, our DLP policy evaluation is always consistently running. So here in my online version of Word, I can actually see the same policy tip experience that I get in my rich clients on Word, PowerPoint, and Excel. So as a user has sensitive data, I have it in a location that may be accessible to external users, I get that notification and information right here. If I click more options, it's going to take me right to the SharePoint site where I can learn more around what is in this document. It'll actually open up the policy tip for me and tell me, again, this item is credit card data. I can't share it externally. If I'd like to, I can tell my admin, hey, this was a false positive. I think you need to tune your policy a little bit so it's not restricting me in this way. So you can give that signal back to your admin. But of course, now I'm empowered. I understand that this data can't be shared in that way. Now I'm going to click on back here and go to the share experience. Now this is the same experience whether I'm in a Word client on my desktop, whether I'm in the SharePoint Online app, or here in Word Online. Now I'm clicking share, And as I can see, this link for anyone link is grayed out. And the reason that that link is grayed out is because this document has that sensitive data that matched my policy. And so I can't create that link here. Now, if I'd like to, I could add external users as long as they authenticate, because my organization's policy is configured and enabled me to do so. Of course, we do have additional controls if you do not want to allow even external sharing of your sensitive data. Those are things that you can enable as well. But we now have a little bit more granularity, so you can determine, do you enable any external access, or do you enable external access only for non-sensitive data, anyone links, so on and so forth. So now you get to a little bit more granularity in how you want to enforce those restrictions and protect your sensitive data. All right, I'm going to switch on back quickly. So that was data loss prevention for SharePoint Online. And now I'm going to switch on over to Vaibhav and show you about a bunch of the new capabilities that we've added to our Exchange DLP solution, and how those will help you protect your data as it's being shared over email.
Thank you, Mas.
Take it away.
Yep. So as Mas showed you DLP in action for Teams, SharePoint Online, and OneDrive for Business, we have already made some really good improvements as far as DLP scenarios in email are concerned. The first feature that we are going to talk about today is the ability to dynamically scope your policies by an AD attribute. A couple of scenarios that come to mind is when you want to kind of stage your deployment for DLP policies, where you want a policy to be applicable to users from a particular region or a department. We support both whitelisting as well as blacklisting of these components based on AD attributes. We have a bunch of granular controls now which you can use with labels. So think about the granularity of outcome of a DLP policy that you can implement when you're using those labels, which are based on primarily on the content of the document, along with the context of the data flow. For example, a sender's address or the recipient domain, and we'll look at it while we get into the demo. We can now also detect and react to unsupported attachments for whatever reason that might be. I'll just quickly jump into the demo in the interest of time. So this is one of the policy that we have kind of created with respect to allowing the HR users to deal with documents which are sensitive in nature, for example, the pay slip or your employee records. I'll quickly go into the policy definition itself. Just edit the policy. So you'll see in terms of the locations, I have scoped this policy only for Exchange email, but at the same time, I have the capability to include or exclude dynamic distribution lists as well as security groups which are based on AD attributes. Quickly, if I go into the exclusion, what I'm trying to say is apply this policy to everyone except for users who are a part of DLP Dynamic DLL, right? Now, if I go to the groups, this is the dynamic distribution list that we have created. If I go ahead and edit it, what you will find is, with respect to the membership, we have a dynamic rule which is operating on the department, which says human resources. Now you can go ahead and add additional rules which can cater to other attributes, for example, say region, right? So you could very well add a rule here where it could say, hey, if the region of my users is EU or say US, depending upon that, this policy should be applicable or not. Just a quick demo in terms of how it works. I'll go into my email, and I think I should have one in draft just for optimizing on time. Yeah. Yeah, I think you're out of time, so yep, take it over, mouse. The network.
The wonderful conference network.
That's fine, I think we can move. Yeah, here we go.
Excellent.
So I had prepared one of the draft emails, and since the current user is not necessarily an HR user, you see a policy tip here. It says your email message conflicts with a policy in your organization. This is a similar kind of experience for the end user as Mas showed for a Teams client or Teams on web, as well as for SharePoint and OneDrive for Business.
All right, so this was just a glimpse of a bunch of the stuff that we have coming. We have a couple of different sessions this afternoon. We have a breakout panel session this afternoon at 4:30 in W312 if you want to come join and ask some questions. And we also have a breakout session on Thursday where we're going to go a bit more in depth about the things that we kind of showcased to you today, talk about a couple new things that we have coming, and of course, love to hear your feedback. Really quick, we do have a snapshot here of some of the recent things, both what we just showed you, as well as some of the things that we have coming. And again, would really encourage you to come visit us at the booth over in the hub area by the information protection area, or come to the panel or to our breakout session. And we'd love to hear your feedback or help answer your questions to help you ensure you're using the solution to its fullest. Thanks.
Thank you.